Hey, thanks for whacking on that thumbnail. This weekend I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2, starring Dave Bautista, Zoe Saldana, Chris Pratt, and of course, the voice of Rocket Raccoon, Mr. Dreamy-Eyed Bradley Cooper. And guys, this is with the K review. I'm...
With a K review. It's VIC?
No, it's with a K.
Oh.
So back in 2014, we got the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I remember when I went to go see that movie, I had literally no idea who these characters were. I had no idea they were part of the Marvel Universe, and after I got done seeing the movie, I was like super impressed. It was one of the best movies that I saw that year, not because like the story was amazing, but all the characters really meshed well, and I just enjoyed everything about the story. I'm pretty sure like I'm gonna put this up here of me dancing to that because that was pretty awesome. And when I heard they were gonna have Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I was ready. I wanted this movie to be amazing. All the trailers looked awesome. It looked like they were gonna build on a lot of the characters. And then I went to go see it last night at the 7 o'clock premiere, and I can say this much: it was good-ish. And what I mean by that is that it wasn't terrible, it wasn't the best, because when you have a movie that comes out and it just kind of blows everybody away and it has all these amazing little parts of it, it's super hard to recreate that. I mean, if you look at like The Matrix, you know, like when that movie came out, it revolutionized everything, especially with filming, characters, the way we perceive things in film. These characters in this movie had a lot more growing to do than the first movie, because in the first movie, you know, you had a lot of questions about Star-Lord, you had a lot of questions about Gamora, Drax, Rocket Raccoon, even Yondu. You had all these characters who had so much more that they could build on, and that was one of the little negative things that I saw in the movie. But now with Guardians of the Galaxy 2, there is a lot more building on all of these characters, especially like Yondu and Gamora and Nebula. Those characters in this movie, it's really amazing, because I felt like in the first one there was this really underlying story between Nebula and Gamora, and in this one they do flesh it out. There's some hilarious scenes with Nebula. Like there's one scene where she's like super dramatic, and the ending to that scene was it was great. Those characters are really fun. Like Nebula, I really like her character. Like she has that deep-seated anger in her, and that's really kind of explained in the movie. And Yondu, you really start to get more of a backstory of how Yondu, you know, treated Star-Lord and how things really developed with them. Now, there's also a problem with this, because when you have so many little types of characters and all these little back stub stories, you tend to be like, okay, what's going on here? And what I can say is that Peter Gunn does do a good job of trying to explain a little backstories, trying to make you more interested in these characters even after the movie ends. So I enjoyed it, but at the same time, it's like, it just didn't have that special little thing that the first one has. Again, it's like when you see the first Matrix, the Jurassic Park, you have this sense of like, it's that first thing, it's that first taste that you get. And sometimes the second taste, they do have to jump it up a little bit, and they jump up all the characters. The graphics are amazing, the CGI is superb in this movie. I didn't get to see it in 3D, but I did hear that it was kind of amazing to see it like that. But what I really want to say about this movie is that it has the amazing quality like the first one did, but it doesn't have the same feeling like the first one did. The music even in this movie, there's so much, wow, they used it so much more in this movie. And then the beginning scene, the beginning scene is probably one of my favorite beginnings. Even like the first, like the first movie where you got introduced to Star-Lord right in the beginning, this one has a hilarious beginning. I really enjoyed it. But the one character that I feel like they just got too punny with was Drax, and I enjoy the character of Drax. Dave Bautista as Drax, he is funny. He is way funnier in this movie, but it does get slightly punny as things go on, especially with a lot of the other characters too. But I laughed. If you don't laugh in this movie, you probably have like zero sense of humor or whatever. It is, some of it's toilet bowl humor, things about nipples. That's all I'm going to say. Nipples. Trust me. I left thinking this was good. This was a good second installment. I would like to see a really, really good villain come into the third one, because even in the first one, the villains were just okay. And this one, there's sort of a villain, but it doesn't come in till way later. So with the third one, I want to see a really good villain, and there is a teaser for the next villain. There's like 4 after credits scenes in the movie. I think like 4 or 5. So really, you need to stay in the theater because duh, it's a Marvel movie. So for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I am going to give this one a 4K, but I'm going to give it a really strong 4K, and I really wanted to give it over 9,000, but it didn't have that same feeling the first one did, and I feel like an a-hole critic for that, like, or I don't know if you want to call me a critic. But I would definitely tell you guys, go see this one in theaters. When it comes out on video, make sure to rent it. When it comes out on the box, rent it there. And when it comes out on streaming, make sure to put this in your top 5, because Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is awesome. It is worth it. Even if Peter Quill doesn't dance in it, it's okay, because you can still see me dance. That's going to be in your nightmares. Anyway, oh yeah. Thanks guys for watching my review. I do appreciate all the viewers and subscribers that I do have. Make sure to leave a whacked out comment below and let me know what was your favorite parts of Guardians of the Galaxy in 2014, and what are you looking forward to in this one if you haven't seen it yet. And yeah, what is your least favorite Marvel movie and your best Marvel movie? Mine is kind of still number 1. Deadpool and Logan are still kind of up there. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, never forget, if you don't like what you're watching, you can always turn it off. But thanks for coming back and seeing me. Now check this out.